everyone, this is Leslie with the Plaid Poodle, and today I'm going to show you how I made this sweet little card using the Stampin' Up! Grateful Bunch stamp set. This is a newer stamp set that just came out in the Spring Occasions Handmade from the Heart catalog. It's on page 22, and it is offered in the catalog as a bundle with the coordinating punch. So I'm going to demonstrate how I made this card. I started with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of vanilla, very vanilla cardstock, scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold it in half to form my card base. Now I'm going to bring in some grid paper because I'm going to do a little stamping off on the card. You'll notice I have this little lace image down here that I've stamped in Soft Sky, and I've started darker at the bottom and then gradually gotten lighter the higher I went. So I'm using Soft Sky ink with the lace image from the stamp set, and I'm just gonna, with the stamp inked up right along the base of the front of the card, I'm gonna stamp. And since the stamp is photopolymer, I can see real easy how to line it up. Now for my next impression, I'm gonna stamp off once, and then I'm just going to raise that lace image up just a tiny bit. And I'm going to do that one more time, so I'll have 3 levels of lace, or of this lace trim. And then if you'll notice, I wasn't real straight on the bottom, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of fill that in. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is stamp the leaves, and for that I'm using Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm gonna mask a little bit for this because I don't want my stem, especially on this one, to cover up my Soft Sky lace that's down here. So all I'm going to do is take a little piece of Post-it. This is just a Post-it note. And I just need it for that one spot, I think. I'm going to cover up my blue, ink up my stamp, stamp that on, and then I might do that over here a little bit. No, I don't think I will. I think I'll have enough room, because I'm going to cover a lot of this up with the sentiment and the lace trim. And then over here, just once, coming in from the side, and there is the leaves. Okay, for the flowers, I'm going to use Hello Honey ink, and this stamp set makes it real easy because all 3 flowers are on one stamp. And for this, I'm going to close my card because I don't want to stamp on the back of my card. And I'm just going to position my stamp a little bit off the page. And here, I think right here. I could have stamped my flowers before my leaves, but like I said, I'm going to layer them with the punch So I don't think it really mattered in this case that much. Okay, now I'm going to stamp the flowers one more time on a little scrap of 4 by 2.5 inch very vanilla cardstock. Again with the Hello Honey. I wasn't finished with that, was I? And with the photopolymer, if you just hold down a little second longer, like maybe for 3 seconds, you get a really crisp, good image. Now I'm going to use the coordinating punch, which I love. I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting. I will sometimes, but if there's a punch or die, I want it. That's slick. Gonna punch out those flowers, and I'm gonna attach those to my card with a Stampin' Dimensional. And I'm gonna kind of fluff the petals out to give it a little bit of a dimension on my card. And when I place it on over top the flower that I've stamped on the card, I'm going to kind of make it so my petals are alternating. So you can kind of, those petals underneath are kind of peeking through. And again, I'm going to just kind of fluff. Can you fluff petals? I don't know. I'm fluffing them. And then finally the small one, and I may have to trim. In fact, I think I'll just trim a little piece of half of a dimensional for this little flower. That's the flowers. Now for the butterflies, I'm using Tangelo Twist, and I forgot to get my butterfly stamp out of here. Okay, Tangelo Twist, and I should have done my butterflies before I put my flowers on, but I think we'll be okay. Like I said, when you're using the photopolymer, if you'll just hold them down, maybe count 1, 2, 3, you get a nice crisp image. I don't know what it is, but it helps to hold them down a little bit longer than you would a rubber stamp. Okay, for the sentiment, I'm using a little scrap of 3.5 by 1/2 inch very vanilla cardstock and basic black ink. Oh, shucks, I got a little bit of ink on there, but I think we can cover that up with our tag. And I've done a little masking on this. This stamp says "You are loved a lot." It's this image right here. You are loved a lot. But I just want the "You are loved." I don't want the "a lot" on this card. So I've just taken a little bit of Post-it tape and I've covered up that "a lot" part. And I'm going to ink up my stamp with the basic black archival ink. And then remember to take off my Post-it tape. And then I can stamp right on my tag. I don't like that. Let's do it on the back. You can see how I cover that up, or I mask that up now. It's hard for me to stamp without getting right over the stamp, and because of where the camera is facing right now, I can't get right over it. I'm going to ink that up really well. Pull off the mask. And I'm going to try and do this sideways. There we go, much better. Okay, I'm going to use a retiring product. This will be retiring the end of May 31st, and it's a While Supplies Last. It's a 1-inch square punch, and I'm going to use that to flag my tag. Just going to stick my tag in one of the corners here. Oops, it's not real centered. Like I said, it's hard to do this, girls, without being over top. There, I'm just going to use my scissors and trim that up. Okay, now I'm going to need about 4 inches of the Venetian crochet trim, which is also a retiring item, and I hate to see that go. It's one of my favorites. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick that on my card front with a little, I think I'll just put a little adhesive right here, little snail, because I'm going to put my sentiment right on top of that. I can trim off any excess on either end. I can trim off any excess on either end, which is what I'm going to do with my ribbon scissors here, which these are also a retiring item. I hate to see these go. I'm going to order a couple more pairs. These are awesome scissors before they're gone. Okay, now I'm going to put my my little sentiment on. And I'm going to cover up my little boo-boo. Remember I told you I would cover it up with my tag. So I am going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on my sentiment. And plop that right on there. And I can't decide if I want my flowers to be behind. This one I have them behind. Or if I want to bring them up in front. Which I don't want to tear. Well, I kind of like them up in front like that. So we could either do it either way. But anyway, that is my card today. Oh, I forgot to put the gold sequin trim. And I just took a little smidge of gold sequin trim off of the spool. I feel like I'm a hot mess today, guys. Okay. And I like to put those on with some mini glue dots. Whoops. I can kind of tuck that glue dot under there. So I don't want it to show. But then they don't have any chance of popping off there. I don't know, where do you think? Maybe right there. and one more right there. I like to use 3. Okay, so that is my card for today using the Grateful Bunch stamp set and the Blossom Bunch punch. So thank you for joining me, and subscribe to my channel, and please check out my blog for more ideas and inspiration at www.theplaidpoodle.com. Thank you.